Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to be reviewing BPI Solid. It's a new product that's hit the market. We've had a ton of questions on it. And you know, for a while there we weren't able to even find the ingredients, so it made it kind of difficult. But the ingredients are out. We were able to do some research. Just real quick, I want to run through what the product is marketed to do, and then we're going to run through the research that we found. And anytime we see some of this marketing, you know, it kind of raises our eye. We kind of want to, you know, double check it. But they say it's a powerful anabolic stimulant agent. Potent androgenic binding agent, promotes hardening, strength, definition, promotes vascular effects. So that's a pretty broad topic. It's a lot of things to say that it'll do. So again, that always raises the old skepticism meter. But like anything else, we always give it a chance. We want to make sure we go ahead and do our research. So I'm going to let Glenn pronounce these ingredients because they're not exactly, you know, pronunciations aren't exactly my strength. So let's run through each of the ingredients, Glenn, and let's go through the research on them. If you want to give us three, and then we'll go through each one individually.
Yeah, first one is Borassus Ethiopum. It's the part of the plant's called the germinating shoot. Another word for that I found is Marucci. So you might see it referenced as that in some places. Tobagia violacea Harv, and that's a shortened word. It might be harvest, not sure. It's the leaf and rhizome. And the easy one, Cynodon dactylon, the aerial parts. So those are the three main ingredients from this product.
Let's get the research down. Let's go through the first one. You found a study on the first ingredient, the Borassus atopium, or what we don't know. Let's be honest. We're guessing at best on some of these pronunciations, but that doesn't mean we can't interpret the research. So
yeah, I did find one study on that product in the Journal of Scientific Research. It was done on rabbits, and basically it was they studied them throughout their life cycle, or I should say for 28 days, which is probably where they get their 28-day serving size from here. And they actually tested it against the steroid halotestin. They gave the rabbits a 0.62 milligram serving size of not only the Borassus, but also the halotestin, and they tested it on the rabbits after the 28 days. Basically, the objective was to determine the anabolic effect of androgens in the acetone extract of Marucci, which is also Borassus, by comparing it with strongly anabolic steroidal hormone halotestin to ascertain whether or not our findings can be associated with the claim of the consumers. Okay, so this plant's very popular in Africa. They use it as an aphrodisiac and things like that. So they're trying to figure out if it has any androgenic properties. So again, they gave these, gave it actually as a capsule, or no, I'm sorry, a liquid solution for the halotestin and also the Marucci or Borassus. Let's see, went through the growth trial, and then they have a little graph here showing the growth trial period over 28 days. They compared the halotestin and Marucci, and they also had a control group, which actually was just given water, and they showed the growth cycle over the 28 days. And if you look at this graph, it does show that the halotestin and the Marucci is very comparable in terms of results at the end of the growth period, or the 28 days.
Did they get specific about the results in terms of what were they measuring? Increased testosterone, or just size?
The
size of the rabbit, or?
Increase in weight. I'm sorry, I should tell you that. So they're actually looking at the daily weight gain, or gain in weight. And they all were fed the same diet. They didn't say what they fed them, but it was the same exact diet. And they were measuring the weight or the size of the rabbits at the end of the 28 days, or throughout the 28 days, I should say. They studied them at day 7, day 14, day 21, and day 28, and did show an increase in weight from the halotestin and the Marucci.
Okay, so they gained weight in the rabbits.
The rabbits, yeah, the rabbits.
That probably is two criticisms that, you know, right off the bat I would say is, A, it's not a human, it's a rabbit. It's not even a rat, for that matter, which is usually, you know, the preferred animal that you'd study, a little closer to a human. And also the just weight gain, that's ambiguous, you know what I mean, because you could be holding water. I mean, there's a lot of other factors, right? I mean, is there anything else that you found on it?
No, I mean, that's really all they did was study the weight gain.
Do they eat rabbits or something? Is that why they would want to increase the weight of them? I mean, I'm thinking...
I don't know. Maybe they're, you know, kind of how we want to get our cows as big as we can.
Sure, that would be why maybe it's a food source. I guess that would be the logic. All right, well, moving on to the second ingredient then. This is the, and I'll do my best to pronounce this one here. This is the Tobagia Vilocihar, okay? Or we'll call it TVH for short, because I'm not going to say that again. And basically this study looked to see if there was a increase in testosterone. So it's a little more specific. This was an in vitro study where they used testicular cell culture, so they isolated testicular cells. And there's always going to be a little criticism of in vitro studies because you'd like to see what it would do in the body with all the other factors and stuff too. But bottom line is they studied it and they found that by taking the TVH, it significantly increased the luteinizing hormone-induced testosterone production as compared to the control. And the cells without the LH treatment showed no significant change in testosterone concentration. So we didn't really get a ton on the design of the study. It's more, they're just saying that it has some androgenic properties was really the conclusion. So there needs to be more studies on this particular ingredient to demonstrate whether or not it's effective. So this is the only one I could really find.
Yeah,
it was in any kind of journals. So again, it was in vitro. So grain of salt. I guess that's where the having androgenic properties and stuff would come from. But it doesn't fit my personal criteria or our criteria where we'd like some human studies with some other variables and stuff. But that's what's out there right now. So there may be other stuff that comes out that says, hey, this ingredient is really effective. We would just like to see those studies. So that's kind of where that one's at right now. So we'll kind of put that one in too early to tell. Same with the first ingredient, study on rabbits. That's really I'd like to see more than that.
One thing I did notice, going back to the first ingredient, the conclusion of this study says, in view of the positive anabolic properties of marucci, it is strongly recommended that the toxicity of marucci should be studied in view of high rate of its consumption locally. So they're worried about something, that particular ingredient being toxic.
Yeah, if it's oral, it's probably hepatotoxic would be the idea.
And that's what I've seen, yeah. They're talking about it being, hepatotoxic or liver toxic. So we'll just leave it at that, I guess. Need further studies.
Yeah. So the third ingredient, that was the easier one to pronounce.
Cyanodon-dactylon.
Okay. And what did you find on that one?
They did a study on rats. Again,
okay.
Well, now rats. We had rabbits in the past. Now it says treatment of rats under stress with an extract of the cyanodon-dactylon has shown a promising effect in overcoming stress-induced sexual dysfunction, sexual performance, fructose content, sperm concentration, and its effect on accessory sexual organs and body weight. Now, it specifically says rats under stress. What that particularly means, what kind of stress they're getting, it doesn't say. It
could be exercise.
It says immobilization stress. Okay. So they were inducing male infertility. And then they gave them this cyanodon ingredient, and it showed a promising effect in overcoming that infertility due to stress.
No pun intended.
Yeah. So it says we concluded the active constituents of the cyanodon present in the extract have a potent aphrodisiac and male fertility activity.
Okay. And that was done in rats. And then there's another study done in rats. It seemed to help with hyperglycemia, so high blood sugar. So again, that one's in rats. So I couldn't find anything in humans. I know you didn't. This, like I said, this is a new product. We got the ingredients recently. We spent a few hours looking for research, and this is what we were able to come up with. It's not a surprise, I guess, to us that a supplement company would use those studies to market the product.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. And this is not for us to say, hey, this product sucks, it doesn't work, we're not sure. We're not sure is actually what it comes down to because we don't see the human studies. So that's our criteria. Now, I know we'll probably get some posts of people saying, my friend took it and he got vascular, he got hard and all that stuff. That's fine. If that's your criteria, that's fine. If placebo effects are enough for you to buy it, that's fine. And that very well may be the case. It very well may be doing all of those things. We don't know. There's just no human studies. So for us, we'd like to see more research. So we would put this one in the too early to tell category.
Yeah, I mean, you've got an ingredient that stimulates growth in rabbits. You've got one that can help rats overcome infertility, and then you've got one that
an in vitro study on testicular cells, which is interesting. But let's see what it does, inside the body.
Yeah. And at what doses? I mean, this is 100 milligram.
Yeah, that's the other thing exactly. And
proprietary blend.
How long?
What we're getting, and like I said, with the study that was done on the boracis, it's probably the reason why they go with 28 capsules because there's 28-day study.
Sure. Yeah. So there's some guessing there too, and as far as like you said, the dose. how long to take it, for duration, things like that. So, again, if you guys have any questions, we're happy to answer them. Hopefully, something comes out, like I said, this is a new product, or maybe some more research done, maybe BPI is funding studies, who knows. Which, again, you always have to consider the competing interest, but if it's got a good design and stuff, we can at least look at that to see what is, going on with that. So that would be something we would like to see. Along the lines with like Pink Magic was the same thing. We wanted to see follow-ups. We haven't. They sold a lot of product and haven't seen a follow-up, so that's disappointing on that one. So hopefully that's what happens here. We think we answered all the questions. We had a lot come at us on this. So if you guys have any others, please feel free to post them in the comments section. We're happy to answer them. Also, we really appreciate everyone watching our videos. If you like the video, there's a thumbs up, thumbs down under the video. You can go ahead and rate it there. Also, check us out at facebook.com/BestPriceNutrition. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.